Hello YouTube, my name is Grant, and welcome to my very first video. I think the format of this is basically that I'm going to just record a really long video and cut it up and sort of just wing it, but I guess here we are. I guess to give you some background, I've been on a spiritual journey for a long time, and that comes in different forms, but basically, well, I'll get this out of the way. I'm bipolar, so I've experienced all types of things in my life. I've had the highest of highs and the lowest of lows in terms of mood, but what that means practically is in the past I've used hallucinogens, and it basically made me psychotic. So whereas some people have a really beautiful trip and they see sounds and feel colors and all that stuff, I was completely out of my mind. The reason I bring that up is because when I'm manic, I tend to be very spiritual, very religious, and when I'm stable, I'm normally not. So, um, I'm gonna go back to probably, I don't know, a month or two ago. So I work as a software engineer as my career, and I carry a lot of stress. Even right now, I'm feeling a little bit stressed. But it's the Fourth of July, and it's my day off. I have a 3 day weekend, and I still have this kind of latent stress. A couple months ago, I got to a point where I was getting angry all the time at work, and you know getting really annoyed when anyone needed help with a code review or something like that. And I said something has to change. I had sent a really nasty email to someone at my company, and it was not good, and I'm not happy about it, and I regret it. I got what I wanted out of it, but I said something has to change. So I decided I have to start meditating, and that kind of led me down this rabbit hole where, first of all, how do you meditate? How do you meditate correctly? And I'm going to link a video to this guy I saw on YouTube who teaches you kind of the basics of transcendental meditation. It's not real hard. Basically, you just meditate as you would to clear your mind, but you're also imagining or saying, repeating over and over again a fake word, and that word can be whatever you want, but it's a nonsense word, and it's not just clearing your mind. It's thinking of nothingness. And in my meditation so far in these past couple of months, I've calmed myself down. I still get angry from time to time, but I don't know. I've gotten to these points where I reach extreme calm. Last night I felt really at peace when I was meditating, and my mind is really busy, so it's nice to be able to meditate. It's nice to be able to get over kind of the hump of not being able to sit quietly for 10 or 15 minutes. And normally I set a timer for about 25 minutes. But last night I did the full 25 minutes, and I felt really good and at ease. Something else is that I lost my twin brother. This is what, 10 years ago? Let me do the math. 9 years ago. It'll be 10 years this year. No, it'll be 9 years this year. Let me see. I'm really bad at math sometimes. No, okay. So it'll be 11 years this year. So he's been gone for 10 years and some months. He was disabled. He had muscular dystrophy. He lived to his life expectancy, basically, which is mid-20s. So it wasn't unexpected, but it was still very painful to lose him. And I think it was a year or two after he passed, on the anniversary of his passing. So it's the day that he passed. My mom had two dogs, and actually the dog who I'm talking about actually just passed a couple weeks ago. But She had never met my brother, my twin brother. And that night, on the anniversary of his passing, she was doing this, like, what's going on? Because he was flying around, letting us know he's free, he's not in pain anymore. And this dog had never met him, so she was completely confused. The other dog who did know him didn't really care. She knew who it was. So I think that was the first time in my life that I ever really experienced something that changed my belief system. And I'm also going to link a YouTube channel for Suzanne Giesemann in my description. I found her recently. She's incredible. She's a medium and has helped a lot of people. I feel like that's ultimately the path I want to go down, mediumship. But she has acronyms for everything. So BS is belief system, and understanding that my brother was still around in a spirit form, a ghost form, it was like undeniable evidence. And that's not something that I decided. That's something my mom told me. She's very religious. She goes to church every week, and she said, "Oh, he's here. He's messing with us," because that's what he did. He was, a bit of a troll. So I know at this point from many different things that there's more to life than the 3D world. And I'm recording this video right now because I'm starting my own journey, and I'm inviting you to start your journey with me too. Start your spiritual journey. There are a lot of unknowns in my life, but I know ultimately, and I've felt this way for a long time, that what I really want to do with my life and my purpose is to help people. And I think for a long time it felt very, I don't know, restricted, as in like, I'll help people on little things. Like, for instance, at my job, helping people understand how to write code. That's not really what I mean. I mean, help people understand who they are. Remember who you are. Remember that you're a human, but you're more than a human. You're a little water drop of spirit. You're an individualized piece of spirit called a soul, living a human experience. And this goes back to what I said earlier, which is, for a long time, if there wasn't an explanation in science, I didn't believe it. It couldn't possibly be a thing. And then you talk about things that you understand are real but can't see, like wind and gravity. We science has explanations for those. But I need to get out of that mindset, and I actually, at this point, I certainly have, and accepted that there's more to life than what we can see and feel and think, right? The five senses are not the only senses we have, and they don't explain the whole picture anyway. So I don't know where I was going. I lost my train of thought. That's okay, because I know how to edit. So there's certainly more to life than what meets the eye. The things we see in the 3D world are a story, they're a play, they're a movie, and it's just an experience that we have. We decide in the spirit realm to come to Earth. We incarnate or reincarnate in order to experience the fullness of life and all the emotions and the ups and downs. We're here to learn a lesson, and I'm reading Suzanne's book as well. So she says, we're here in Earth School to learn, basically, to be a better person or be a better soul. And I want to help people. I want people to realize who they are and remember that there's more to life. Ultimately, and this is, some people think of this and say it's never going to happen. I want there not to be war on Earth. I want there to be peace on Earth. I'm a vegetarian. I've been been a vegetarian over half my life, and that's not like I guess my point with that is like I don't want to harm animals. I don't want people to harm each other. I don't want people to harm animals. I think peace and love and joy are the ultimate emotions and the ultimate experiences that we can feel on earth. And you can expand your consciousness and feel all the way up to heaven, basically, because heaven is just a form of consciousness. It's a state of mind. And I just read that last night, so I don't know. I'm not really unsure. I feel like I'm excited for the future. I'm excited to continue meditating, to continue exploring everything that life is. And when I say life, I don't mean earth. I mean all of it, all of spirit, all of consciousness. I know I've already started expanding my consciousness some. I haven't opened my third eye yet, and I know that's going to take some work, and that's okay. I'm okay doing the work. I'm okay practicing. I'm okay taking a long time to get my journey into full motion. But you should be too. And I recommend, if you don't know how to meditate or you've never tried it, or even if you've tried it and given up, if you want to expand your consciousness and understand who you are and why you're here on earth, I think baseline, you need to learn how to meditate. You need to practice it every day if you can. 5, 10, 20 minutes, right? The practice itself is not that involved. Usually there are a couple techniques. You learn a technique and you stick with it. And the hard part for me, at least, and I know for a lot of people, is trying to quiet the mind and being able to sit in silence for 20 minutes. And I usually put on a peaceful meditation playlist on Spotify and close my eyes, and I do my transcendental meditation. I have a nonsense word, and I just repeat that, and then I kind of get into affirmations, and after a while there's nothing in my mind. It's just quiet. And again, based on my story and based on my background, I need you to understand that is very difficult for me, because my mind kind of leans towards mania. I'm a very energetic person. I'm not on time for things. I'm early for things. I get work done fast at work. I speak fast. You can hear that. But I don't think any of that precludes me from starting a spiritual journey or starting a spiritual YouTube channel. I think I'm just a different kind of person. I've had a friend tell me in the past that my aura is yellow, and that means like when I'm really excited and more towards mania or in mania, I'm like vibrant, sunny yellow. And when I'm kind of further back down to earth, I'm more of a mustard. So I don't know what that means. Maybe I should look that up. But I'm dating this guy right now. He's wonderful. I feel like we've known each other forever. We really connected, and when we first met, it was like I knew him forever. It's just like we're reconnecting for the first time on Earth. He's wonderful and supportive, and we love each other very dearly. And I got us both tarot card sets, and we've been reading each other some readings. And I'm not an expert, and I will admit that, but it's interesting. It's interesting to understand that these hold weight and actually are doing something. I think there's a lot of skeptics out there, but basically when you really mix the deck really well, and I can do that in a future reading. You ask the question with intention. This is the question I want to answer, and it really does sort itself out. There are a couple of pieces in there, which is basically that, for instance, every tarot card points to some part of the human experience. So they all do sort of seem fitting at different moments in life, and that's not by accident, but it's interesting when you get cards that are like really pertinent to the question, and it's like, well, this is a thing, you know? Like I'm not a skeptic anymore. It's just a matter of learning new things and experiencing new things and new forms of consciousness and stuff. But I don't know. I'm excited. So the other part of that conversation is I actually used to be a dealer at a casino, a table games dealer. So I learned how to shuffle cards and deal cards and stuff like that. And this is, this is the same stuff. It has a totally different meaning because there's no money on the line here. But these cards are beautiful. I'll show you. I can link them on Amazon as well. So they're really beautiful. They're shiny, black and gold. And I'm gonna get some crystals and some candles over the weekend, and then I can start recording some reading videos, because I think I really like when I go on YouTube and I see, this reading was meant for you today, or things like that. That's just the universe being funny, and the algorithm telling you like you need to see this, because obviously if you started down the rabbit hole, you're gonna find things that you were already looking for. So that video that says only 0.01% of people are going to see this video and it's a tarot card reading, that is actually meant for you. Algorithms are just energy in the same sense that everything else is just energy. And they find you, the videos find you when you're meant to see them. So I think it would be fun to put that into the universe as well, put that on YouTube and start doing readings for people. These cards are so cool. Also, I'll just mention this before I finish the video here. I'm working on a mobile app for tarot readings. It's pretty early on. I got kind of the basic functionality of it working, but I will update and post some videos about it when it gets closer to finalization. It's going to be really cool. It's going to have basically two modes. One is basically you do a reading with cards and you take a picture and it analyzes the picture and gives you the reading. The other one would be just straight up give me a reading with this question, and it will generate, it'll pick cards at random and generate a reading for you. And that will have reversals and stuff like that as well, all randomized. The idea is not necessarily that it replaces doing a reading, but it would kind of enhance a reading. So for instance, if you get your little guidebook and you don't really understand how to read one of the cards as a reversal, for instance, like let's say it's the way to resolve the problem. You have a situation spread and you have a card in reversal as the way to resolve the problem. It can be a little difficult to understand how to read it if you're a beginner, and I'm a beginner, so I think it would be good for me, and it's a way to just kind of back up what you already know and help you understand. And it would be fun for people just to do a reading on their own real quick and get some guidance. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to be working on that over the next couple of weeks, and hopefully I'll get a version on the App Store pretty soon. So I will happily link that when that's ready. That's not going to be a subscription. It's just going to be, you pay for some credits and you do a reading and call it a day. I'm also working on a plant identification app, which is not really inherently spiritual, but it's going to be the same premise. So instead of paying $50 a month for a subscription to a plant identifier, you pay for credits and then you just use the credits. So a couple bucks and you're good to go. I've actually paid literally, it was $40 or $50 for a monthly subscription on one of the identifiers that was on the App Store to literally do one identification, and it was very frustrating. So that's why I decided to make that app. Anyway, I hope this has been helpful to someone. That's the whole point of starting the channel. It's getting myself out there, starting a conversation, and I want you to know that you're not alone. You are loved. There is more to life than you can perceive with your five senses. And it's okay to be unsure. So leave a comment, like and subscribe, all that stuff. It's funny saying that because I've wanted to start several YouTube channels over the year and never really been inspired to sit down and make a video. But this channel is different. This is something that I have a lot to talk about. I want to talk about things, and I want to start this journey with you. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.